Hi everyone, well today is definitely going to be the last video of 2024. It's the 23rd of December, so tomorrow is Christmas Eve. Now the reason I'm making this video is some of you guys will know, or most of you will know, that George is up for sale. He will be going on to eBay if no one makes a good offer for him. So we'll see how that goes. I've had a couple of inquiries, but so far no one has made a decent offer. I know George is not the best moggy you can buy, but hey ho, but he's got a good following and we know exactly how he is, and we know he runs alright. He's an everyday driver. He hasn't been sitting around doing nothing for years. He's not going to be a show winner or anything like that. You'd need to spend a lot of money to make him in that condition. But he's a good, honest rat moggy. That's basically what he is. Right, before I move off from here, I'm actually just pulled up the side of the road. I've just been for a little ride. It's warmed up to temperature. Had a couple of errands to do. I was really busy today, as you can imagine, everywhere you go. And I thought, what I'll do, I'll just do the last upload of 2024 that I'll be doing with George. Obviously, if he does go on eBay, I'll be making one every day he's up for sale. But if we get a good offer before then, I might accept it. Or even if I get an offer while he is for sale on eBay, if it's a good offer, then I will take it. Well, while we're sitting in the car, let's just have a quick look at the dashboard. We'll start at the top. There's no cracks in the windscreen. There is a little bit of a scuff there, but that's nothing to worry about. The mileage says 85450, but I wouldn't rely on that because I'm pretty sure that's been changed, but I don't know. Normal switches, choke, wind wipers, lights, and obviously starter. Now George has got a battery isolator, so to start George, obviously if he's off, you can turn the ignition on and that connects the battery. Make sure he's in neutral, so he's away. That noise you can hear is a blower. When it's cold, it's sometimes a little bit noisy. We'll just leave that on for now. As you can see, he's up to temperature. Although it says 120, that'll be about 89 degrees. We did all the tests on this. If you're interested in that, just look back at some of the videos. He's got a rev counter. It doesn't work. It did work for about a week, then it stopped working. Now it's completely disconnected. I was just going to chuck it away, and then I thought, no, I'll leave him in. There's various badges from car shows that we've been to in the past. Down here we've got some dials. Oil pressure is not connected. He has an oil light. The reason why it's disconnected, I did get a slight leak on the tube. The pipe would run to the pressure gauge, so I disconnected it a while ago. This one's the battery voltage, which is saying that's about just over 14 volts going in. This one here is a non-working temperature gauge, which I don't need because we have this one. This is a heating control. Turn the fan up and down. So basically that is off, that is on full, and that is slow. So I just leave it on full in the winter time. Not much else I can tell you about here. Yeah, there is no parcel shelf or anything. That was filled in once. Someone took it out, the last owner. He has a radio. The radio the radio don't work because it hasn't got an aerial, but it's got CD player, that work, but very rarely have that on. The speakers are not up to much. Right, let's have a quick look. Obviously that's the indicators. That side is left, that side is right. They do work. Obviously the horn work, I'm not going to push it now because I've got someone standing beside the car and they'll think I'm crazy. What else? Obviously there's a speaker. The door cards are in good nick. I think they were replaced by the last owner again. The windows are not too bad, as you can see. Oh look, there's some cobwebs on the back there. Back seat, it's not up to much, but it's okay. I have changed the seats in George, as you can see. If you look back at some of my old videos, like I've said, you'll see I changed these. I've still got the originals if anyone wants them with the car. One is ripped, passenger one is in quite good nick if I remember rightly. Right, let's go for a little drive and then we'll pull up and we'll have a quick look round outside George. So the other camera is running, so we'll go for a little drive. Obviously George has not got any seat belts in the front. He does have a couple of lap belts in the back what someone's put in at one time, probably for kiddies or whatever. Now recently I put some new brake shoes in George in the fronts. They were a little bit tight, but they're worn in okay now. Sometimes if you haven't driven for a couple of days, they might squeak a little bit when you first start, but they'll soon be okay. I'll just brake here pretty hard. See, he pulls up quite well. That is in fact far better than he used to. Much better. Now, as I said before, I've had George quite a while. I owned him a few years ago. He was my daily driver. In the beginning I used him for about a 20-mile journey a day, backwards and forwards to work. Then I changed my job to somewhere a bit more local, so he then did about 6-7 miles a day backwards and forwards to work. And then I sold him and I bought another Moggy, but that's another story. George's new owner did a few bits to him, so not everything done to his car is down to me. There's quite a lot been done by the other guy. A lot of change is what he did, but that's his taste. Some good, some not, but hey. But like I've said, George is not meant to be a perfect car. He's a daily driver. It's not been kept in a garage at all, at least 13 years that I know of. He's had little patches of welding done on him here and there. I think he has had some new floor pans put into him a long time ago, before I bought him. So this road is a 40-mile-an-hour road, so we'll just cruise along here at 40. He does have the little back axle whine, which he's had for years, but he'll run all day at 40 anyway, probably 50. I'll go a little bit faster, let's go on a road. Just do a 40 will do. Yeah, so at this moment in time he's running better than he has done for a few years, I think. But he has got a different engine. That's another thing you guys should know. He was 950, but we lost all the oil on a trip last May, and basically he seized up, and he's now got a 1098cc engine, which seems pretty good. don't know, we're to a 30, then we'll go into a 20. But at this moment in time, I wouldn't have any problem driving George quite a distance. Just keep an eye on the oil and water, of course. Here's tax and MOT exempt. Some people like to still put their cars through an MOT. I choose not to because usually they fail them on stupid things. I know basically what it's like. I do keep an eye on, make sure the brakes are working, lights, etc. And I do look underneath him from time to time, check he's not going to fall apart. Do it right here, we'll just go around this little block back to mine. But like I say, he's been my daily driver on and off for a few years. Even though he's recently been hand painted with some Hammerite paint, he does look a lot better. But like I say, he is meant to be a ratty moggy, he's not meant to be a show winner. But he still looks alright. People still admire him. A few bits he's got on him are not original, he's got a different grilling, I didn't do that. The little sun visor, that's been on there about 11, 12 years, I didn't make that. I'm surprised it's still alright to be fair, but looks okay, and suits him, it makes him look different. I like anything that makes him look different. As you can see, he's okay for running the boat. I think you'll find whoever owns him, he will need work. I don't know exactly what he'll need, engine wise or brakes or anything. It's just things can go wrong, as any old car can. But I think he'll probably gonna need a bit of attention underneath soon, a bit of welding here and there. But the way I run George is, if he breaks, I'll fix him. Not always to a really high standard, but just so as I'm happy. At the end of the day, that's all I had to please is myself. Actually, I'm going to pull in here. We'll have a little walk round, nice and quiet here, I think. Just pull in this little lay-by. I'll get my other camera and we'll just go have a little walk round. Jump out. Right, let's have a look. Obviously, like I said, you can see he's dirty, he's got a bit of rusty water on him. He does clean up not too bad, but everywhere it's got a bit of steel in here, I know, and it's been welted and it's been skimmed over. I was going to do a better job, but as I say, I just didn't get round to it. It's all steel, everywhere has got a bit of rust somewhere, but he's still alright. These bumpers are gone a bit rusty, but they will clean up. But I left him because I liked him a bit rat moggy. These lights here, these spotlights, are just on a push button switch at the minute, so you could just flash them basically. All the lights work. Same on this side. The tyres are a little bit worn, they're still okay, but they're probably getting older now. This one's getting a bit thin. The backs don't look too bad, but like I say, I think these tyres were on it quite new when I first got him, so They've got to be 13 years old now. But they've still got tread, although not massively, but they're alright. We've recently had the exhaust, so the exhaust is brand new. Hubcaps have been painted. Good look in the boot. Not much to show you in the boot. The floor has been patched up in the boot before, but that looks okay. So same as on the inside, like you can see different repairs. But that's the idea of a rat moggy. Just keep them going, eh? If I remember, the rear spring hanger on that side, I did do a bit of a repair on it, and I did say I was going to redo that this year, but I never got round to it, so I would have done it probably this year if I was going to keep him. But as you guys know, I decided to let him go because I want to concentrate more on the VW bus. Have a quick look. I don't know if we're going to see anything today. No oil on the bottom of the sump at the moment, so there's no leaks, nothing dripping, so that's all good. You can see the chassis legs have had welding patches on them before. See, probably the centre is a bit rusty. It's not through or anything. It's got an anti-sway bar, which was fitted by the last owner. He's done loads of stuff, changed this grille. This is a radiator cover which someone gave me for George, which is really good for winter driving. Stop it freezing up inside. And that's basically it. I can't really tell you much more. Have a quick look underneath the back, I suppose. Can't really see much, can you? I think he's alright. Ah, that reminds me, fuel tank. Right, for some reason, in the summer, when I filled him up, I had a drip from the tank. But since I've kept him 3/4, I haven't had any problems. So, whether that's the join from the filler to the tank, you know, like as a rubber tube, whether that was that, I'm not 100% sure, but I was thinking of getting another tank. Never got round to that neither. Right, let's jump back in, George. Get a quick look inside from here. The seats, these were like old mini seats. They're not brilliant, they're clothy seats, but I just put seat covers on it, these loose fitting covers. Bit dirty now and all that. Needs a bit of a clip, but like I say, I've been using him for work and stuff, and I do use George every single day for work, because I weren't never intending to restore George, just use him as a daily, and I'm hoping someone takes him on, they'll do the same thing, use him, not just park him up somewhere. I don't think that do cars any good anyway, being parked up, especially like George on the drive. He's got a Claxton horn, do that. Just a bit of fun. Like I say, everything works on him at this moment in time, apart from the washers. I ain't really bothered about them. What I was thinking of doing is just getting a little electric motor, a switch, put them to an electric washers, but as I don't really do much distance in George, mainly town driving, I never bothered. I've got some new brushes for the window wiper motor. I haven't got around to putting them in yet. Might do that next week if I get a chance, but if not, I'll bother. But they'll come with a car. They weren't very expensive. I'm not sure if that was a problem anyway. They work fine when the wind is wet. When they're dry, they struggle and they'll stop. Simple as that. So the wiring on George is atrocious, to say the least. But everyone's had a little go at it. And I admit, when I put these lights on, these gauges and stuff, they're not done to a high standard or anything. My opinion is, as long as they work, but everyone's got their own opinion. And they're quite easy. If someone wanted to do stuff better, they can. You do what you want to do if you own a car. So really, there's not much I can tell you about George. There's no one behind me, so when I get past this car and round this corner, I will put the brakes on again. Just get it a little bit on the straight, just to show you. I'll just hold him at one end so you can see he's not. Just do it here, look. The brakes are pretty good for a non-servo assisted car. Let's put it that way. I've had better, but I've had servo assisted disc brakes, because you can get a disc brake conversion. But George is not. I probably will miss George, but I've made the decision. I do need to spend more time on the bus, getting that into shape. I can always use that as a daily if I need. I also, like I've said before, I want to get another motorcycle. So that's another reason why George is going to go. So we'll see what happened. I'm almost back to mine. We'll see what happened with this sale. Like I say, if no one gives me an offer now before he goes up, then he will be going up onto eBay, and we'll see how he does. We'll just see how he does. I can't really show you much more. If you are interested, take a look back at some of the old videos and you'll see some of the stuff we've done with George, and you can see him being driven on most days, most occasions. The heater works fine, it's lovely and warm in here now. Turn that down a bit. Yeah, like I say, at this moment I don't think he needs anything urgently doing. He's okay, you know, what more can I say? So if anyone's interested and you want to make me an offer, do it on my email please, because it's more private and we'll have a chat if you need to know anything. So my email address I'll put it at the bottom of this in the description. I might even put it on the screen now. I'll put it up here somewhere, and we'll leave it at that. So thanks for watching. Happy Christmas everyone, and we'll pick this up in the new year. Bye for now.